Hey board gamers, BJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo pot, this time with our continuing series, 3 rules you might miss the first time you play a game. This time we're taking a look at Rats of Wistar. Rats of Wistar has a pretty good rule book, but there's a couple of things that are missing here and there that might make it hard for you the first time you play. Let's go over 3 quick things that I think is going to jumpstart you right into the play. The first one is mouse strength. Now, this game is all about placing your chief onto one of these spaces and taking a strong action on the basic side, and then of course taking your extra bonus actions. But it all depends on your mouse strength, and that's these mice that you have on your player board. You start out with 2 in your little form entrance, ready to pop out. And some people don't understand when they first play the game that those 2 that are on your board, it's a free action to move those anywhere you want on the form. In other words, coming from your player board on that one spot here at the top that shows that they're ready to go to the entrance, that's a free action to go through that hole and come out to one of the 3 different sections on the board. You don't have to spend your mouse movement tokens. That's a free action. It's called a fast action in this game. But on my very first turn of the game, if I wanted to take a 2 exploration strength, I would just move mine from this entrance to the farm right into the field, take that action, and I've got a 2 mouse strength action. Now, for me to move those mice on later turns, again, I can use as a fast action, I can spend those mouse movement tokens to move them around. But anytime that I open up beds in my player board, and in this case, let's just say that I've opened up 2 more beds on the player board. I know I don't have them represented here, but let's say during my turn, I was able to open up 2 more beds. Those mice, the beds come over on the open slots here in my burrow, but the 2 mice go waiting for me in the entrance to the farm again. So I don't have to do it right away, but at some point to my turn, I can move these mice also anywhere on the 3 sections. I don't have to spend mouse movement tokens for those either. They've been released from their bed and they can go to this entrance and they're just waiting to pop on. I've seen that, I've actually seen that happen in a couple of games people I've played with, and also I've seen it on the forums. So hopefully that helps out. The second rule has to do with the farmhouse, something I've seen people mess up. So in the farmhouse, there are actually 7 rooms in the home and in the basement, a total of 7 rooms. I've seen new players just forget during the rules explanation or not pick that up, that when you place a tent, which is a fast action, in other words, a free action, you can just do it on your turn. When they place a tent, they're thinking that they have to place the tent on a particular mission card that might be out, but that's not true. They're placing it in the room itself. So for instance, this big room here in the home can have up to 2 mission cards. And when you place your tent there, you have access to both of those cards, not just one. And those white lines here subdivide the house into 7 rooms with 1, 2, 3, 4 in the home and 3 in the basement. So don't forget, tents go in the room, not on the mission card. That's going to make it easier because anytime you have a tent or your explorer in a room, you can always go back to complete missions that are there or affect things that are in that room. The third rule also deals with the farmhouse, and it has to do with some of the cards and iconography that you see. And this is one that I've had to go back and forth into the forums because sometimes I forget the rule myself. So when you take an explore action and there's a door there and you have your, let's say you've got your mouse there, you've got your little explorer here, and you want to spin a point, you take that door and reveal it and keep it in your stash, because there may be cards that affect points that you can get depending on how many doors you have. There may be also some aggressive cards that have to deal with that. But don't forget, get your thing, put it here. But if you see that icon again, in other words, an icon that looks like this, what it means is getting a door from the farmhouse, not doors from the supply. And that might confuse people because when you see the icon for the guest mice, that means that you're getting a guest mouse from the side of the board. In other words, those stack of brown or gray mice that are in a supply off to the side. Again, that's what I'm getting from the BGG forums, where I've seen the designers repeat that over and over. So I'm going to take that as gospel. It is not clear to me, at least in the rule book, that when you're getting the mice from that symbol, you're getting them there. There is a symbol that says you're going to get the guest mouse for that era, right? That's 3 rules for Rats of Wistar, one of my favorite Euros from 2023. Hopefully you enjoy it. But if you are playing it for the first time, that's 3 rules. You just might get bounced on if they, because I don't find they're that clear in the rule book. And instead of diving through the forums, hopefully this video helps you out. Until next time, laissez le bon temps rouler.